Hi guys, welcome to Thoughtful Thursday. I'm life coach JJ Joshua at jj4insight.com. Today I just want to take in a deep breath with you, take a moment to pause and allow yourself to be filled up, with wonder and awe, to return to awe. That phrase, return to awe, comes from a dear friend of mine. Years ago, she started talking to me about returning to awe. And recently, I had a personal experience that definitely did that, returned me to awe. And it reminded me of an experience I had very young that taught me about wonder and awe for the rest of my life. And I'd like to share that with you. This took place in first grade, little 6-year-old JJ, going to Bradley Elementary School in Southeast Denver, in Mrs. Clark's first grade class. Mrs. Clark, my favorite teacher of all time. And early on in our first year there, we were instructed to bring an egg. Bring an egg to class. Each one of us brought our egg, put our initials on it. And we were going to be watching the fertilized eggs the school had already gotten us, watching them grow from inside. We had these special lights where you could put the little egg on the platform and see the chick getting bigger each day. And they were in this snug little incubator, and that was cool enough. But we also went on these amazing field trips. Now, this was 1958, so this would not happen today. But back then, it was pretty normal. And we went on several field trips to learn about all the people, all the professions, all the hours and materials that it took to get an egg to our breakfast table. And we started out at King Soopers grocery store, which was very near our school, and everybody shopped there. And we got to meet the boss and shake his hand and watch how the employees punched in and the time card thing. And we got to see and understand that business ran 24 hours a day, that their grocery store really never stopped. And we got to see the guy with the machine that polished the floors. We got to see that being done. It was very cool. So here's a 6-year-old JJ, with our typical myopic, egotistical, this is just wanting my needs met kind of kid, that started to open and blossom each and every one of these field trips. My perspective opened. How could it not? I didn't know about all this stuff before. And then the next one, we went to Gates Rubber Company, which actually made tires. And we got to see, it was very loud and smelly, but it was very cool about how the rubber is made, because every egg that comes to us was on a truck at some point in time. And then we went to a printer's office where he printed the labels that went on the egg cartons. We went to a truck repair shop. We went to a gas station. And we went to the farm. Now, this was not a big egg production farm. It seemed like it was just a regular kind of farm. And we were invited to come learn about farm life there. But we did get to see where the chickens slept at night and their little place and how they collected the eggs. And we learned about the grain that they were fed, and that grain often came from Nebraska. Our perspective was opened. And at each time, each field trip, Mrs. Clark would stress the number of hours and how many lives were making our breakfast possible. She even included the state legislature, telling us that laws were passed nationally and for the state to protect the safety of our food. And she even told us about the people that run the electric plants and the water plants and the waste management. She kept a long list on the blackboard of every profession that was involved in bringing us our breakfast. In that moment, in that course of that year, my love of learning, my curiosity, and my willingness to see things much bigger than me was deeply rooted, and it served me in my career and in my life for the rest of my life. And I thank Mrs. Clark for doing just that, for inspiring that deep love of learning. Today, right now, let's just take a deep breath together. Just letting the task list fall off your shoulders, letting your belly loosen. Take a moment and think about that. All the people right now, all the professions, known and unknown to you, that make your life, the life you are leading right now, possible and comfortable, hopefully, for most of us. And think about all the people you love and how they contribute to your life. And I invite you today to remember the egg, to return to awe, fill yourself up with gratitude and wonder, kind of channel your inner 6-year-old and let yourself be filled today. Thank you for clicking in. Be kind to your mind. Ta-ta.